brace yourself for the wildest ride of your life. It's the craziest book Chris Aiken has ever written, and other things I should not say. Get ready for over 500 pages of pure, unfiltered debauchery. From his military years, Chris Aiken spills the shocking stories of sex, partying, violence, and the stuff that's so wild it's probably illegal. You've heard the tales on the Classic Metal Show, but never like this. Don't wait. Get your copy now at chrisaiken.net before the censors try to shut it down.
Hey, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Bishop from Crowbot.
And you're watching CMS TV.
Doing a fantastic Slayer impersonation. That is Austrian Death Machine.
Nice.
Are you familiar with them at all?
I am, actually. I remember when they came out. I don't know much about them, but I do. They've been around for, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, they've been around a while. That goes out to Anthony Corallo. He says he wanted to hear, I would like to request, if it bleeds, we can kill it. We can kill it. The album is called Total Brutal by Austrian Death Machine.
Nice.
A band formed by the singer of As I Lay Dying as a tribute to the Governator Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, it sounded like a mix of like Slayer and Sepultura, and it just like had all the elements of like 2 or 3 bands all mixed into one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it. You know the fun fact about that singer, Tim Lambesis?
What is it?
He's the guy that went to jail for trying to hire a hitman.
He's like a Canadian, right? Is he Canadian or something?
I don't think he's Canadian. Maybe he is. I don't know. I just know he tried to. He was
have his wife offed or something.
Have his wife offed, yeah. And he was like spiritual guy. As I Lay Dying was like this really heavy sort of religious-y type of a band. And this dude went off the deep end and fucking tried to have his chick fucking put down.
Yeah.
Not saying I endorse it, but I get it.
The old Kid Rock. Not that I would say it's okay to do that, but I understand.
I understand.
That's when Kid Rock used to be funny.
Or Chris Rock.
Kid Rock, Kiss Rock.
Kiss Rock. Jesus.
Yeah, Kiss Rock.
How many drinks you had over there, buddy?
One. I've only had one. Chris Rock, Kid Rock, Kiss Rock. Whatever. Right. But then we heard some LA Guns there. That goes out to fellow Docanite Corey Davies, sending in his condolences and wanting to hear LA Guns Crystal Eyes. So we played that.
Cool.
And Phil Ooze checking in as well with some Public Image because their guitarist also passed away this week.
Jesus.
Keith Levine. He died of liver failure at 65.
Wow.
So
didn't somebody else die too this week? Something Gilbert. What was that guy's name? Some other old guy died too. I don't remember. Hawkwind, Nick Turner, Gilbert. I don't know why I came up with Gilbert, but
yeah, that's a Lemmy's original band, Hawkwind.
Yeah. Nick Turner dead at 82.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of people dying.
Yeah. Musicians.
Yeah, well, you get to 82 with all the drugs and partying that I'd imagine they did in Hawkwind. That's pretty good.
Well, you have to go. I'm surprised you made it to 82.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He got to 82. He probably got about 30 years more than any of us expected.
Sure.
But,
so, again, I appreciate all the well wishes and the condolences I received this evening with all the song requests.
Sure.
So much appreciated. I hope I mentioned everybody who's thrown in a request here and there and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, another one. Gallagher.
Oh yeah, Mr. Sledge-o-matic.
Watermelon smash.
Yeah, Sledge-o-matic.
Yeah, Gallagher dead.
Yeah, I guess he was in poor health for the last few years too.
I should have eaten some of those watermelons instead of just smashing them.
Yeah, I guess he had like numerous heart attacks and he died of organ failure or something. I guess he was in hospice for a while.
Well, it's sad, man. Our youth is quickly dying.
Mm-hmm. But the weird thing about that Gallagher is, remember his brother went out as Gallagher too?
Yeah, Gallagher too.
He allowed his brother to go out there and the weird thing is that his brother looked exactly like him.
Mm-hmm.
And perform. I mean, I saw Gallagher too, like on TV special. I never saw him in person, and I mean, again, if you weren't aware that was his brother, you would have thought you were looking at the same dude.
Yeah.
Because he did the same shtick and told a lot of the same jokes and everything. And it's just like, well, I guess you're not as unique as you thought because your brother is kind of like doing the exact same thing you did.
Right. And getting away with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he had to sue his own brother to say, hey, cut it out. You're stealing my shtick.
His brother, Ron. I'm just looking it up right now.
Ron Gallagher.
Yeah. And I'm just looking it up right now. And it's like, but he always went by his last name. So nobody knew. I never knew until this very minute that do you know Gallagher's first name?
Yeah. It's, I saw it earlier this week. It's like Al or something shit.
Leo
Gallagher. Leo and Ron.
I would have never known.
And I think they actually performed together at one point. It was like looking in a mirror or something. They performed together at one point, or appeared together rather. And it was weird because they were dressed the same and did the same shtick. And it was like, holy shit, it's like clones.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, of course, I'm reading up on him right now. Leo granted his permission on the condition that Ron, who shared a strong likeness to Leo, and his manager clarified in promotional materials that it was Ron Gallagher, not Leo Gallagher, who was performing. Ron typically performed in venues smaller than those in which Leo Gallagher performed. After several years, Ron began promoting his act as Gallagher 2 or Gallagher 2, TOO or TWO.
Right.
In some instances, Ron's act was promoted in a way that left unclear the fact that he was not the original Gallagher.
Yeah, and I think that the stipulation that he could go out riding on his brother's coattails is he didn't do the Sledge-o-matic bit. Right. But his brother started doing the Sledge-o-matic bit.
That's what it says. Yeah, that's what it says here.
How fucked up is that?
That is hilarious. What a career that you're suing each other about what you used to smash a fucking watermelon. I mean, really?
but see, this goes back to, and I was watching a documentary on this, but the star maker that Johnny Carson used to be.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Carson, if you got the nod from Johnny Carson as far as being a performer, whether you were an actor, comedian, musician, whatever, your star just automatically rose.
Yeah.
If Johnny Carson gave you the nod, he was like the kingmaker,
Well, I mean, think of them all the ones that, like, Jerry Seinfeld, Robin Williams,
or even his predecessor, Jay Leno.
What was the lady? Joan Rivers. Yeah. I mean, anybody that came on his show more than once, anybody that Johnny liked and brought on more than once, that was it. You became famous for the very most part. Yeah. He definitely was an impactful guy. There's nothing like that now.
Well, again, you had 3 channels to watch.
Yeah.
at ABC, NBC, and CBS. That was it.
You know, the crazy part is, though, as huge as Johnny was, he didn't make probably 1/5 the amount of money as a fucking hack like Jimmy Kimmel makes. That just sucks.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is that being one of the earlier influences, you know, those are the people who are the most impactful, you know. But the thing is Johnny Carson wasn't the original host of the Tonight Show.
No, they had another guy before him.
Well, there was the Jack Parr show.
Jack Parr, yeah.
And then after him was Steve Allen.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Steve Allen show. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Johnny Carson.
Yeah. Dude, you want to get sick to your stomach?
Okay.
So I don't know if you've heard this or not, but there's a lot of talks about canceling the Tonight Show. Have you heard that?
I haven't, but the thing is that people are tired of the woke shit.
Yeah, well, Fallon is the Tonight Show, and he's not as woke. He's not.
They're all woke.
Yeah. I mean, he's not Colbert woke. I'll put it that way. He still just tries to be a funny goober.
Yeah, he's not Colbert and he's not Kimmel woke, but they're all hateful.
Yeah, they're all dicks.
Yeah.
So they're talking about canceling the Tonight Show and giving the time slot back to local television. They're talking about giving that 11 to 1 back to local television, right? How much money, given that they're not even sold on the fact that this show is worth keeping, what do you think Jimmy Fallon's salary is for a year? Now I'll give you a hint. He's the lowest of the big three.
Okay. Well, I know what people like, and this is a different medium or outlet, you know, like a Howard Stern or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what like a Rush Limbaugh used to make. His yearly was like 30 mil.
Right.
I'm going to guess, network TV, late night, Tonight Show, legendary
NBC.
Show. 50 million.
No, way high.
Way high?
Yeah.
25.
Still a little high, but still a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
20.
$16 million.
Really? See, to me, that's surprisingly low.
See, to me, that's not, because this guy hasn't broken anybody.
Well, I understand that, but my point is that this is a network TV show, and we're in 2022, and radio personalities like Rush Limbaugh or Howard Stern were making 30, million a year, and I would think a TV guy like that would be at least there, but they paid that Katie Couric.
Yeah.
When she failed as the anchor for, what was it, NBC News?
Mm-hmm.
She was, I think her salary was like 20 million, something like that.
Yeah. Wow. Colbert makes less. That surprises me. Colbert makes 15 million.
Yeah, I see that he's branching back out to, is it Comedy Central or something? He's
Colbert?
Yeah, he's doing a new show on Comedy Central now, to where supposedly it's a show that analyzes the news, but it's supposedly, and I don't believe it for a minute, that it's neutral.
Are you sure you're not talking about Jon Stewart?
No, Colbert. All
right, no, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it hasn't launched yet, but it's a new show that he's going to be hosting.
I'll be sure not to watch a minute of that. All right, and Kimmel makes 24 million. I'm going to look up this Stephen Colbert new show. Oh, let's see. Tuning out the news. All right, yeah,
That's
look
it.
at that.
Yep.
I was unaware, because why would I be aware? Must be like anything on this.
So he's going from being a late night talk show host to going back to, is it Comedy Central?
Yeah, it's Comedy Central.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And he's doing an additional show, and I'm thinking, things not going that good over there, or what the fuck?
Might see the writing on the wall at CBS.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I just don't think there's any. I think TMZ and the 8 million YouTubers that do their best TMZ imitations, have replaced any need at all for late night TV.
Yeah, for commercial television shit.
Yeah, I mean, why do you need to wait till the middle of the fucking night to watch Jennifer Lawrence do 8 minutes talking about her new movie, when more than likely there's fucking 50 podcasters already talking to Jennifer Lawrence about her new movie?
That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Independents like us have replaced the commercial outlets.
Yeah. And people don't want the censored horse shit, laugh when you're told to bullshit anymore.
Right.
They just don't. And all of this stuff that they do is so old fashioned.
Right.
They're still doing the monologue that Johnny made famous.
Right.
And let's face it. It was great when Johnny did it. It was pretty goddamn good when Leno did it.
Well,
it's not good anymore.
Well, Johnny was the only game in town.
Yeah. Well, that's it, is it? But yeah, now it's like nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see a 3-minute monologue of you trying to find a way to tell a joke about Donald Trump or Kim Kardashian or whatever. No one gives a shit anymore. Nobody gives a shit about any of that stuff anymore. It's kind of over.
Well, that's the reason why commercial radio has gone by the wayside, and that's why a very expensive entity such as satellite radio is garbage now, because the internet has allowed independent people to provide content that's better than the commercial content.
I'll tell you what, though, my big fear, though, is the direction that podcasting is going. Because every fucking dickwad that's had any kind of fame now has a podcast.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, man, it's such a collection of bad. But the problem is that the industry is putting money into the bad.
Well, that's the whole thing. Everybody wants to make a dollar. And that's what always separated us from everybody else, because we didn't care if we made a dollar. That's the whole thing. It's just, we don't care, but people get into it. And I'll give Adam Carolla the credit that he did it early, and his statement resonates in my head to this day. It's just like, what makes a successful podcast? Well, you have to be famous.
Yeah, you do.
But you made your fame off the back of the commercial outlets first. And now that you're on your own, you've already made your name.
Yeah.
So now you can branch out and do your own thing and get some commercial interest or sponsorship or whatever the case may be, and maybe make, scratch out some kind of an existence with that.
Right. Yeah. I never watched this guy. Did you ever watch this? Craig Ferguson?
I haven't watched late night TV in decades.
Yeah.
I checked out on Saturday Night Live, 25, 30 years ago when I started doing this show, obviously.
Yeah.
And late night TV doesn't do shit for me. I could care less. They're not funny. They're not creative.
It's weird to me anyway. To me, it's weird. Maybe it's not weird, but to me, it's very weird. There are still people I know that are very much into Saturday Night Live.
Really?
I can't figure it out. It's like, Josh Toomey, who I do the Talk To Me with, He religiously watches it.
Okay.
And I know quite a few of my friends that always, I'll be talking to my friends and they'll be like, "Oh, did you see that skit on Saturday Night Live?" No.
No, I haven't watched that.
I haven't watched Saturday Night Live since Eddie Murphy was on it.
Well, again, that's late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Before wokeism, Arsenio tried to come back in 2013.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that failed.
You
should try it again. I bet you'd do well now.
Well, even with the original run of Arsenio, I couldn't take the guy.
I loved it.
I couldn't stand him.
That was the only time I was ever into late night, and I watched Arsenio. I was definitely into Arsenio.
I hated the woo 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 woo. I hated that.
I liked it because he was edgy. It was you could watch on any of the other channels some douchebag in a suit, telling fucking soft jokes about politics, or you could watch Arsenio and have like NWA or Paula Abdul or somebody show up, somebody that was like relevant. I was way more into Arsenio for that reason, because he had relevant guests.
Mm-hmm.
Versus I was never into Leno. He was okay, but I don't understand the appeal of David Letterman. I never understood how that was considered the young guy's hip guy. He always seemed like an old douchebag with weird teeth to me.
When I was into Letterman prior to his late night thing, he used to do a daytime thing.
Okay.
And I think he was located in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And his show was kind of like quirky and goofy, and I remember watching it because it was like a late morning thing that he used to do.
Okay.
And this was before he got national fame and stuff, but he did a show and it was kind of funny, and then he got discovered as, a late night show host. Sure. And he was supposedly the heir to the throne of Johnny Carson, which obviously that didn't happen. And that was a whole big,
it was a big mess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But early on, he was, as far as television is concerned, or network TV was concerned, it was kind of funny. Right. But the thing is that when cable television became a thing and there were 150 channels and just all this programming out there, it just kind of got lost in the mix, kind of like what podcasting is today. There's a million podcasts out there now. Everybody does a podcast. And the thing is you and I have talked about how we loved XM radio when it first came out.
It sure did.
Because it was a kind of the Wild West of radio, but then it became all streamlined and commercialized. And when they merged with Sirius, it just sucked.
Yeah. No, it did. It definitely did. And dude, even with podcasting now, why do you think I go out of my way to learn all this shit and learn all this video and streamlining it constantly and constantly improving it? I know some of the fans are like, just fucking settle on it no, because the minute we stop trying to grow is the minute that we get sucked up by everything else.
Yeah, it just becomes obscure.
Yeah, it just because I want to stay ahead of the mark, and I think right now you got a lot of money being thrown at podcasts, but I think it's being thrown. I personally think it's being thrown the wrong way. In a lot of these cases, you see some of these people getting big contracts for podcasts and they've never proven anything.
Yeah.
Like fucking, what's his name? The Prince guy, Prince William or Andrew or whatever. I don't know. I know shit about the royal family.
Okay.
The one that married the chick that Jim Norton fucked. The one that married Kate Middleton.
Okay.
Whatever his name is, he had a podcast.
Did he?
Yeah, and they spent just an ass load of money to sign it. I think it was Spotify.
Okay.
Spent some fucking ridiculous amount of money to sign it, and they did like 10 episodes or something, and then they canceled it because no one was listening.
Well, why is a prince doing a podcast?
Well, because he's stepped away from the kingdom, or
I
you
get
call
it,
that.
but do you think that he was totally outcast and he doesn't have the financial support?
It probably takes more to define that.
Prince Harry?
Prince Harry, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if they, let's just say, and I am so talking out my ass because this is one thing. I wish all of those fucking people would just go away. The fucking princes and King Charles and all that other shit. I am not part of the royal family fan club at all.
Why would you be? It's stupid.
I just remember wishing that Princess Diana would step on a landmine so we could stop hearing about her, because I fucking couldn't stand her either. But my thing is what defines wealth? If they gave him, okay, you're out of the family, but here's $25 million.
Yeah.
What does $25 million mean to somebody that has lived with unlimited wealth for his entire life?
Again,
that probably seems like being a pauper.
I guess.
You know, and maybe that's why, or again, these fucking douchers are so goddamn arrogant most of the time that he probably had this podcast because he had some overwhelming knowledge that he could share with the peasants of the world.
Sure.
You know, I mean, there's all those kinds of reasons. It's not like the world was sitting around going, you know what I need to listen to? I need to listen to the Prince Harry podcast. You know, no, nobody's saying that.
Stupid.
I know it's ridiculous.
And again, this is all news to me. I had no idea that the prince, one of Princess Diana's children, had a podcast.
Yeah, he had a podcast.
All right, I didn't know.
Let me see, Prince Harry podcast. Let me look it up real quick.
So he was married to the Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle, yeah. Who did I say? Kate Middleton. See, I know nothing about these fucking dummies. Yeah, okay. There was it's called this can't be the name of it, can it? Archwell Audio. Maybe that's why it didn't work. But I looked it up, and Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, present Archwell Audio only on Spotify. Follow for updates. Number of episodes? 2. One for 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and one for 33 minutes.
Wow.
Sure wish
So he married a mulatto chick, and that's it.
Guess so. You want to hear some of this?
Yeah. I wasn't even aware it even existed.
Yeah, I
had no idea. But you said a lot of commercial sponsors threw money behind that?
Spotify bought it. It's exclusive to Spotify, so they bought it for fucking a huge amount of money.
Well, before you play this.
Yes.
Obviously the big landmark get as far as Spotify podcasts are concerned. Yeah. Do you think that the Joe Rogan podcast is worth $20 million a year?
No. Well, I don't personally, but I mean, how many subscribers would that have to be?
Well, just think about this. Getting back to our original discussion about the late night talk show hosts. Mm-hmm. Whether it's Colbert or Kimmel or who's the other guy you were talking about who's going to get Fallon. Rogan is making more money doing a podcast than a commercially sponsored network TV show.
Right. Oh yeah. He has more listeners.
But that's kind of where I'm going with this, is that the whole dynamic has shifted. away from some kind of commercial outlet, whether it's ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, whatever. And people are more interested in something that they could download to their phone or whatever off of Spotify or YouTube or whatever outlet you choose. And they make a shit ton more money.
Oh, yeah. And it's low, but I mean, it doesn't cost Spotify a whole lot to make it. And it doesn't.
Well, look, dude, you and I are doing this. We've been doing this for a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
And we do it every week for nothing. For nothing.
For maybe $1,000 worth of gear. And I mean, I know Spotify, I'm sure the way they look at it is they figure it's what, $10. Is Spotify $10 a month, roughly?
Yeah, it's $9.99 or whatever.
So let's say $100 a year a person, which I know is wrong. Don't start with the fucking pictures of the monkeys and the calculators. I know my math is bad, but figure $100 a year, and then to break even, they got to make 20 million. So what is that?
It's 120 a year.
So about 1.7 million subscribers.
Yeah.
That they have to have only. I mean, that's not a lot.
No, it's not, to just cover expenses.
Yeah, to cover his expenses, 1.7 million subs that he's got to generate. And since you can't see it anymore on YouTube or on Google Podcasts or anywhere, if you're a Rogan fan, you're going to subscribe or at least use Spotify. And most people will probably subscribe because since it's a podcast, they want it on their phones. I'm assuming. I don't know if you can watch it on your phone I don't know. No, that's not true either, because I know you can without being a subscriber. I don't know. I somehow, some way they're not doing it at a loss. Let's put it that way. Spotify did not go into this knowingly saying, well, we'll lose money, but it'll be cool for our brand.
Yeah. Well, we'll take the risk.
Yeah.
And sign a contract for $100 million for 5 years.
They knew pretty much they were going to make their money back, which the only way they make money is subscriptions or advertising for the people that don't subscribe. People that don't.
But the whole thing is that Joe Rogan built an audience via YouTube, and his audience was, X thousands of people or even 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, sure.
It was like, this is kind of a guaranteed win for us.
Yeah. And they did the same here with the Duke of Sussex.
Yeah. Archwell Audio.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of dumb name that is, but
Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, present Archwell Audio. What is Archwell?
I have no idea. Who knows?
Archwell
Audio.
Okay.
And dude, even more, I was just looking to see if I could find it, and I didn't find a number on how much Spotify paid him for this. But this dope is releasing a book in January. Guess how much the publisher paid him for his book? He's got to be, what is he, 30 years old?
Yeah, $5 million.
$5 million would be way low.
Really? For
$20 million
for a book?
For a memoir, yeah.
Do people buy books these days?
Thankfully, yes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He'll sell 1 million copies of it.
Okay.
$20 a book, I guess.
So the first podcast is what, 2 minutes and 6 seconds long?
It's probably a commercial for what was coming, and then it just didn't turn out.
Then we have 33 minutes of greatness.
Well, let's hear what the 2 minute sounds like, and then we'll determine if we want to hear any of this other one. Let's check it out.
All right.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Come on, you fuckwad.
Should we start? No? Ladies first?
No, say it, because I think it sounds really nice with your accent.
What, Archwell Audio? Archwell Audio.
I mean...
Really?
Can you hear that?
I do.
All right, good.
I think it
Shall
sounds
we?
I think it sounds really great with your accent.
Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, boy.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Hi, guys. I'm Harry.
And I'm Meghan. One of the things my husband and I have always talked about is our passion for meeting people and hearing their stories. And no matter what the story, they usually offer you an understanding of where someone else is coming from. And at the same time, remind you in some way of a story about yourself.
And that's what this project is all about, to bring forward different perspectives and voices that perhaps you haven't heard before.
Is that Tim James?
It might be Tim James.
It's King James. King Tim James.
Yeah. He's the Duke of Stutter.
Holy shit. Oh, wow.
I think I'm going to hold on to the 33-minute version of this for next week.
Oh, man.
Without ever hearing a minute of it, I'm assuming it's going to be this quality. Want to hear the rest of this spot?
Hi, everybody. We're a fun couple. We're just like you.
We're the same as you.
Yeah, we're just like you.
We're gonna give you a voice because we have a voice.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here, you fucking self-righteous cunt and cuntess. Jesus. All right, here we go.
And find our common ground.
Yes.
Because when that happens,
there's no common ground between us and you.
Yeah, you were royal.
When you were born, there was millions of people fucking throwing a parade in a street, you dick. When I was born, my mom was begging for fucking diapers. There's a difference, you cocksucker. All right, here we go.
Change really is possible.
And this is also a moment to celebrate kindness and compassion.
Oh, yes.
Something we saw in so many places this year. And
as we traveled the world on someone else's dime. We traveled the world without paying for any of it.
Was so kind to us. Yeah, because you're fucking a royal.
Yeah. They weren't kind to you. Why don't you walk off on your by yourself and see how kind they are to you? See if you don't get fucking raped, shot, and murdered. Why don't you try that, you fucking dicks? Holy shit. And no, Wizard of Ooze, I'm not going to go easy on this guy because his mother's dead. Fuck him.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
And which will underlie everything you hear from Archwell Audio. So that's what we're up to. And first up
is a holiday special.
Oh, great.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ding, 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 ding. We can't wait to share it with you. It'll be out later this month.
We're talking to some amazing people. They're going to share their memories that have really helped shape this past year, which has been, as we know, a difficult one for everyone.
So many people have been through so much pain this year, experiencing loss, a huge amount of uncertainty. But it feels worth acknowledging that 2020 has connected us in ways we could have never imagined through endless acts of compassion and kindness.
Yes, while it connected me with $22 million of Spotify's money. Ugh, what a dick.
Oh.
This is horrible.
What is with all this kindness and compassion?
Shut up.
Wow.
All right, 44 more seconds of this fucking drivel.
Wow, we're not done with this already?
Oh, we got 44 more. Dude, this next week, we're bringing this one back.
Oh, man.
Holy fuck. All right, here we go.
And the thing is this is old. This is 2 years old already.
Yeah, and they didn't do any more. They did one episode, and we're like, yep, that's it.
Okay.
I think Spotify realized they bought a real dud on this one. Jesus.
Well, they had to make up their money on Joe Rogan.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
And what really matters is clearer now more than ever.
Oh, yes.
So here's what you need to do.
Okay.
Tap follow right now. Go ahead. Go on. Tap follow. And that way you won't miss out. You'll be able to hear new shows from Archwell Audio as soon as they drop.
We're so excited. So follow and listen for free only on Spotify. We'll meet you back here soon.
Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Well, it's been 2 years since you met us back here. Where the fuck are you?
You did one freaking podcast for 32 minutes.
You did one. That's it. There's only one episode.
Archwell.
Well, thanks, Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing this next week. Write that one down, dude. Archwell Audio next week. I know this is going to be a train wreck. I'm not even going to listen to it. I'm not going to preview it. Nothing. I'm going to go into that one fucking freezing cold because I know it's going to be a home fucking run. Okay. And you know what, Jackal? Fuck you with the fucking chimpanzee with the calculator. Cocksucker.
All right. Well, Archwell apparently is Meghan's thing.
Is that her dad's company or something?
Well, Archwell Shared Purpose Global Action. So this is all about the Archwell is a Beverly Hills-based public organization registered in Delaware and founded in 2020 by Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex.
So this was their audio division.
Yeah.
That lasted all of 33 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
This is a 501c3 organization.
Good for them. Good for them.
It's a compound of the ancient Greek word arch and the English word well.
Fantastic.
And their headquarters is Suite 500, 9665 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills.
Well, you know, it's a cheap place to get rent.
Sure.
It's cheap rent there on Wilshire.
Right. All right. So this is something that Prince Harry got roped into to satisfy his mulatto wife.
Yeah. Just tap the follow button on the top and we'll be back.
Right.
We'll be back with many, many guests and many, many episodes.
In September of 2022, or 2020 rather, Harry and Meghan signed a commercial deal with Netflix to develop scripted and unscripted series, film documentaries, and children's programming for the streaming service. The program aims to utilize the power of storytelling to embrace our shared humanity and duty to truth through the compassion lens.
Oh, good.
Oh, boy. In March of 2021, it was reported that Ben Browning, president of Film Nation Entertainment, had been hired to lead the project. He was followed by Chanel Pisnick.
Chanel Pisnick.
Yeah. A former Disney executive hired to oversee the nonfiction series and documentary film production, as well as Bennett Levine, who joined the team as a coordinator. Nishka Kumble, a former developer of Latrain Productions and 26E Productions, was hired in August of 2021 as a senior vice president, scripted TV. So from what I'm reading here, none of this ever went anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
In an interview published in October of 2022, a little over a month ago, Meghan announced that she and Harry were working on a docuseries focused on their life, which is directed by blah, blah, blah. As October 2022, Netflix has not confirmed the release of any documentaries by Harry and Meghan, and the release date of the docuseries was reportedly moved from December of 2022 to 2023, following the negative reaction to the series 5 of the Netflix The Crown, and has been partially filmed at the couple's Monticello home. Meghan said of the documentary series that it was nice to be able to trust someone with our story, and described Garbus as a seasoned director who has worked long and has been admired.
Lovely. You ready to get sick? You ready for me to make you sick to your stomach?
I'll finish this sentence real quick.
Go ahead.
Meghan conceded that allowing Garbus to direct meant that the series may not be the way we would have told it, but that's not why we're telling it. We're trusting our story to someone else, and that means it will go through the lens. In other words,
sure.
So we're just going to rescript this. It's not necessarily the truth, but we're going to try to make this interesting enough for people to watch it.
Yeah. Now let me tell you why that's all a bunch of shit.
Okay.
Would you like to guess how much Netflix offered them for this?
Wow. All right. Netflix, I'm not sure where they stand in the financial world because they've had some issues. Boy, I'm gonna think. So this is a docu-series that they offered them?
This is the deal with Netflix, yeah.
All right. Boy, I can't even begin to Matt, 40 million.
Way low.
Really? 80 million.
Still low.
Really? 120 million.
100 million.
Really?
Following their announcement, an insider close to the couple told Us Weekly or whatever that is, told Us Weekly exclusively that the couple were offered nearly 100 million for the deal.
Well, what are they going to talk about? I mean, are they going to peel the curtain back and say that Prince Charles is like a pervert or something? Or, I mean, seriously, what are they going to reveal?
Nothing. This is the fame of being a royal.
Oh boy.
Because the family, it says, here's what the prince said. My family literally cut me off financially, and I had to afford security to us, the prince said. I was cut off in the first quarter of 2020, but I've got what my mom left me, and without that, I would not have been able to do this.
Oh, boy. And what did his mom leave him?
It doesn't say.
Of course not.
But, you know, thank God that they were able to afford security. $100 million deal. Holy shit.
Boy,
wow.
I hope Netflix doesn't go out of business because they offered Prince Harry and his chick $100 million for basically a shit story. Who cares?
I hope they get more than 33 minutes out of them like Spotify did. Spotify only got 33 minutes out of these two yahoos.
2 years ago.
2 years. That's why I'm saying they're not getting any more. It's been 2 fucking years. In 2 years, these two knotheads couldn't sit down in front of a laptop and bark out, hey, we've been traveling around. We're in fucking Monaco today. It's nice here. You know, they couldn't do nothing. 2 years.
Well, that's because they were out doing the Lord's work.
That's true. You know, they're spreading the love.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So there you go. A lot of money in being a prince.
I wasn't aware that any of this was going on.
Oh, yeah. I'm aware. My mom's big into the royal family. So
really?
Oh, she's fine. Dude, I think it might be that age. I think everybody that age is definitely into the royals.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. The only royal I'm into is Prince Andrew because he fucked that underage girl on Epstein Island. That's the only news story I've paid. Well, he says it never happened, even though there's pictures of him with her.
That didn't happen. That was a body double.
He's like, I don't know how they took this picture because I was never upstairs, but there's a picture of him with her upstairs.
Right.
It's like, well, that's how it happened, dude. Try again. Well, yeah. I don't know. And then he said, that was the dude. I don't know if I'm like obsessed with the fucking Epstein trial.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the secrets that was never supposed to be revealed, but it did.
It's fascinating. But the Prince Andrew thing, his defense, first he said he never met the girl. This is so fucking ridiculous. He's so stupid. Royalty or not, he's a dummy. So he says, I never met this girl. I don't care that there's photos of me and her. It's got to be faked. It can't be real. I never met this girl. So then whoever the interviewer is says, well, she said that basically while you were fucking her, you were sweating out of control. And he goes, well, that can't be true because I have a condition where I don't sweat. And it's like, well, dude, you just admitted that you fucked her, but you didn't sweat all over her. But you, by saying that you have this condition where you don't sweat, you basically said, well, I did fuck her, but what she's saying about the sweating is fake.
Right.
It's like, wouldn't the answer be, I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't fuck her.
Right.
Not, oh no, I couldn't have sweated on her. I don't sweat.
Right.
What a fucking idiot. Just dumb.
Yeah.
And where was the royalty lawyers to say, don't answer that? Where were they at?
Well, allegedly, Bill Clinton never was there either.
Yeah, nobody was there. Or what's his name? Alan Dershowitz.
Yeah, he was never there.
No, none of these guys were ever there. But, oh well, there you go. Well, next week we will bring the royals to you, something we've never done on the CMS.
Right.
We will bring you Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Wow. I had no idea.
Well, we're going to learn a lot more about them next week, I think.
Sure.
Nice. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody who's tuned in tonight. Appreciate all the condolences and well wishes over the passing of my brother. Again, thank you very much for your concerns and your kind words and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? We're gonna forge on. So we'll be back next Saturday, and we'll do this thing all over again. So I will let you pick a tune to take us out of the evening.
How about if we go with the song "Heartbreak Station" from Cinderella?
Oh yeah, it's a good one. It's a very, very laid back release from Cinderella.
Yeah,
it was a different departure for them. Kind of more acoustic throughout the record.
To me, it's their best record.
Really?
I know most people don't agree with that at all. Most people think it's their worst, but to me, it's their best.
I like all of Cinderella's release. I mean, too. I even like Still Climbing, which came in on the tail end of that whole era.
Sure.
But yeah, Cinderella, one of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah, I love them.
So all right. Well, from Heartbreak Station, we'll play some of the what was the song?
Isn't it their song just called Heartbreak Station? Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll play that. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. We'll do this thing all over again next Saturday. So until next Saturday night, this is Neeley along with my very good friend
Chris Aiken.
And we're gone.
Bye, kid. This episode of the CMS Network is brought to you by our sponsor, Blackout Coffee. If you are a coffee lover, you will love what they are selling over at Blackout Coffee. Make sure you get yourself some. The only thing woke about this company is the drinker of the coffee, because it gives you quite a jolt. I am a personal fan of the Brutal Awakening Dark Roast, but everybody's a little bit different. Make sure you get what is your favorite today. Go to blackoutcoffee.com. use the promo code CHRIA20 to save 20% on your first order. It's that simple. So one more time, blackoutcoffee.com. That is the link, or use the full link if you're going to shop around. That is scrolling on the bottom, and get yourself some of the best coffee that is out there today. Blackout Coffee.